Hey everybody, this is Gainer Milky and this is Accounting Ignited. And today I'm going to give you a quick overview of the AI governance playbook that we've been working on. And it's part of a framework that I learned of at the Harvard Data Center Business Institute that they have, and doing some AI governance education there. And it's called Steer. And I think it's a really good and simple way to think about AI in your firm and also to kind of really start putting some policies in place and frameworks that are going to help you and your team think about AI in hopefully a different way rather than just implementing the latest and greatest tools or kind of feeling your way through it, which I know a lot of firms are doing right now in terms of looking at AI and how it can best fit into your business and your strategy and how you work with clients and what you can actually do um, to get ROI out of it as well. So steer, the first letter, the S, stands for situate output. So you want to really think about what tools you're using and which stakeholders are involved. So think about what your current AI use is, planned initiatives, and how ready is your firm to actually implement new AI, existing AI, any AI, depending on where you are in the process. And then you want to build kind of a map around that and identify any shadow AI. When shadow AI is really kind of unapproved usage, or perhaps your staff are using ChatGPT just whenever they feel like it, for crafting emails, or worse, like putting client data in there to get financial information in models or something like that. So develop a um, plan also around things that you're going to stop using AI for if needed as well. And then, what type of security do you need to think about as well? So the second letter of the STEER framework for AI governance is tension test output. And that's thinking about what the fairness audit is, and also if there's any ethical red lines that you need to be aware of. So, are there biases that could appear in the data that you're using, um, the data models that you're getting out of, AI if you're using something that's not an accounting ready AI. And what I mean by that is if you're not using an accounting software that already has AI baked into it and you're using your own AI tools to put together, whether they're agentic AI workflows or you know other uses for AI, you need to think about, are these actually giving you reliable data, and what are they being used for, and are there any ethical considerations that you need to think about, or even rights as far as standards in the industry for data security, um, and also, privacy laws. So that's something that a lot of firms are not thinking about right now, but should be. So the first E in the steer model is establish the output. And this is really where you start to put into place policy and frameworks. It really can give your firm a roadmap because you're going to be talking about what the structure of AI implementation in your firm is, what you're using it for, who's using it when, and then what roles and principles are you applying to that. So we want responsible AI use because I can see down the road that we're going to have a lot more policing of AI. And I think too, clients are going to start wondering, how their data is being used. So you want to create an AI governance charter, or at least a policy manual, or an intranet um, summary for people, so that when you have either new hires, contractors, third parties, vendors working for you, they understand what they can and can't do with AI, and also your data with AI. And it's similar, but bec it's similar to your data security and WISP plans that you should have in place. But this is all around AI, which is much more public facing and kind of public domain data, unless you're using it with some of the standards and a lot of knowledge around AI governance. So the second E in the model of STEER is evidence output, and that's documentation and assurance layer. So you're going to start showing that you understand what transparency, auditability, and regulatory alignment is with AI in your firm. I can imagine that the IRS is going to start um, having specific sections in the WISP. That's the Written Information Security Plan, and also your cybersecurity insurance providers are going to also require that there is documentation around um, the security, auditability, and regulatory adherence, because there's already been legal issues come up where the use of AI, even the use of AI within a software, is not enough of a defense for businesses when something goes awry. So you're on the hook for how your staff's using AI, how your firm is using data in AI, and what the outputs are as well. So some of the regulatory compliance frameworks and maps that already exist are the European Union AI Act, the NIST AI uh, risk management framework, and ISO 42001. So those are all things to start looking at, especially if you're doing business nationally or internationally. And then creating an audit trail and assurance mechanisms that support internal oversight and external accountability for your AI usage in your firm as well. And then rollout and review output. So that's the R in the STEER model, and that's where having a 90-day action plan and governance health scorecard are best practices. So you're going to have a governance vision for your firm, statement that articulates the purpose, scope, and commitments that you've made to using AI in your firm, an action plan to implement this STEER framework within your firm. And if you're on any boards as part of your professional networking or development, this is a tool that you could also take to those organizations as well, or suggest to your clients. And then identify some quick wins for the first 30 days so that you can build momentum of implementing AI and doing so responsibly, and having a set standard of documentation that you can then put into your WISP plan. You can show your cybersecurity advisors, but most importantly, so that your team, and as we talked about, external stakeholders like vendors and contractors, know how you are approaching AI and governing AI in your firm as well. So having a communications plan around that and a governance health scorecard are also useful. So if you need some help implementing these or just talking it through, feel free to contact me at Gaynor, Gaynor, at charismainc.com. And that is our sister company. You can also reach out to me on LinkedIn or send us a question through the website. So good luck with AI governance and implementing your next level of AI in your firm as well.